Imagine stumbling upon a secret so ancient, so mind-boggling, that it could rewrite everything we know about human history. Picture this, deep in the heart of Russia, in a quiet little village surrounded by coal mines, a group of hard-working miners unearthed something extraordinary. A marble sarcophagus hiding a perfectly preserved woman of breathtaking beauty. But here's the kicker. Some believe she lived over 800 million years ago, long before dinosaurs roamed the earth. Why haven't you heard about this astonishing discovery? Well, buckle up, because the story of the Tisul Princess is shrouded in mystery, government cover-ups, and unanswered questions that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Let's dive into this incredible tale, set in the coal-rich Kemerovo region of Russia, in a small village called Zhavchik. It was September 5th, 1969, when Alexander Alexandrovich Masaligan, a respected leader of the local coal operation, received an urgent message that would change everything. One of his miners had discovered something unbelievable, a marble sarcophagus buried 230 feet below the Earth's surface. Without wasting a second, Masaligan alerted the authorities about this strange and ancient artifact. News of the find spread like wildfire among the miners, and Masaligan was determined to bring the sarcophagus to the surface, believing it could hold secrets that might alter the course of history. Driven by the possibility of uncovering hidden treasures, the miners worked day and night to haul the heavy marble coffin out of the ground. When they finally pried it open, they were stunned, not by gold or jewels, but by the sight of a young woman submerged in a strange pink liquid. She was breathtakingly beautiful, like a living statue, with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly. She looked to be between 25 and 30 years old, standing around 5 feet 7 inches to 5 feet 11 inches tall. Her striking blue eyes were wide open, staring into eternity, and her pale, delicate hands had neatly trimmed nails. She wore a sheer white dress that reached her knees, and next to her head was a small rectangular metal object that oddly resembled a modern cell phone. The preservation of her body was so perfect that the miners felt like she was just sleeping, not someone who had been gone for centuries, or perhaps much, much longer. As word spread, a crowd gathered at the site to see this mysterious woman. Curiosity got the better of one miner, who ignored all warnings, and dipped his finger into the pink liquid, even tasting it. That decision turned into a nightmare. Within a week, he started losing his mind. On a freezing Siberian winter night, in a tragic turn of events, he wandered outside his home, unable to recognize it, and froze to death right on his doorstep. The eerie incident only added to the growing unease surrounding the discovery. News of the find quickly reached district officials, and soon, government authorities from Moscow swooped in. A red helicopter arrived within 24 hours to retrieve the sarcophagus. "To clear the area!" Officials shouted that the coffin was contagious, scattering the curious onlookers. But there was a problem. The helicopter couldn't lift the heavy sarcophagus. So, they decided to drain the mysterious pink and blue liquid surrounding the body. Shockingly, as soon as the liquid was removed, the woman's body darkened and lost its lifelike features. Desperate to reverse the damage, they poured the liquid back in, and within a minute, a rosy glow returned to her cheeks. Her body looked alive again, as if nothing had happened. After sealing the coffin, a larger helicopter was brought in to transport it away. Meanwhile, government agents in gray suits descended on the village, enforcing a strict quarantine. Witnesses were rounded up and isolated for days under the watchful eyes of security operatives. They were given strict orders never to speak about what they had seen. A brief, vague article about the discovery appeared in the local newspaper, making everyone think the story was over. But then, the men in gray suits returned, searching homes and buildings, confiscating every copy of the article they could find. They denied the existence of the woman, now dubbed the Tisul Princess, and worked tirelessly to erase her from history. Even the newspaper editor faced severe consequences for daring to publish the story, as the state seemed desperate to bury the truth. Despite the authorities' efforts to suppress the incident, whispers of the Tisul Princess couldn't be silenced. A few villagers who had seen the marble sarcophagus and the preserved body spoke out, and the story began to spread to nearby communities. One brave villager tried to expose the truth by writing letters to high-ranking government officials, but he mysteriously passed away shortly after. The official report claimed it was heart failure, but many doubted the explanation. Within a year of the discovery, several other witnesses met tragic ends in unexplained car accidents, fueling suspicions of a cover-up. 5 days after the sarcophagus was found, an elderly professor from Novosibirsk arrived in Shavshavchik and gave a lecture at a local club. He shared early findings from lab studies about the discovery, and his words left everyone stunned. The professor claimed that this rusted relic could completely change our understanding of history. According to his research, the burial was at least 800 million years old, dating back to the Carboniferous period of the Paleozoic era, a time before dinosaurs existed, when the Earth was mostly a vast plant kingdom and coal hadn't even formed yet. With confidence, he declared that humans today are no different from our ancestors 800 million years ago, challenging the very idea of evolution. The professor explained that the woman's body was originally placed in a wooden crypt deep within a forest. Over countless millennia, the crypt sank into the ground, cut off from oxygen, and eventually became part of a solid coal seam. He also hinted that the civilization this woman belonged to was far more advanced than anything we know today. The fabric of her dress, for instance, couldn't be analyzed with modern science. Humanity simply doesn't have the technology to recreate it. As for the pink-blue liquid preserving her body, its composition remained a mystery. Only a few ingredients, similar to ancient types of onions and garlic, could be identified. The small metal box found near her head was studied years later, but the professor shared little about it, leaving more questions than answers. 4 years after the discovery, a secret excavation took place about 7 miles from Shavshik, near Tisulskago. Armed soldiers guarded the area, and workers hired for the dig were warned not to speak about what they found. The operation lasted through the summer and into the fall, leaving behind a huge plowed field. Unlike the first discovery, the villagers were kept completely in the dark about what was unearthed. Years later, under the influence of alcohol, one worker let slip that they had found an ancient burial site connected to the original sarcophagus. Even more astonishing, they uncovered 3 additional sarcophagi, eerily similar to the first. This revelation sparked a fresh wave of curiosity and confusion. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding the Tisul Princess is how her body remained so perfectly preserved after so many years, or potentially millions of years. She showed no signs of decay, looking more like someone in a deep sleep than a long-deceased person. This led many to call her the real Sleeping Beauty. Speculation about her identity ran wild. Some theorized she could be a Martian survivor who escaped a catastrophe on her home planet, or perhaps a member of a crashed spacecraft crew, stranded Others suggested she might have been in a state of suspended animation, with the metal box serving as a timer to wake her up at the right moment. But if that was the case, the premature opening of the sarcophagus and the removal of the liquid might have tragically ended her chance to awaken. Sadly, based on the way her body was positioned, it seems unlikely she was meant to wake up in 1969. The interference of the miners and officials may have sealed her fate as a time traveler lost to history. But the Tisul Princess isn't the only case of such mysterious preservation. Back in 1540, during the papacy of Paul III, a burning lamp was found in a tomb on the Appian Way in Rome. The tomb was believed to belong to Tulliola, the daughter of Cicero, who died in 44 BC. Amazingly, the lamp had been burning inside the sealed vault for over 1,500 years, only extinguishing when exposed to air. What's even more intriguing is that the body in the tomb was suspended in an unknown transparent liquid, preserved so well that it looked as if death had occurred just days before. Scientists were baffled by the liquid's composition, much like with the Tisul Princess, leaving the preservation process wrapped in mystery. These strange findings have sparked endless theories. Ideas of aliens, gods, alchemy, and magic have all been tossed around, but none provide solid answers. Could Russia have uncovered the secrets hidden within the mystical liquid of the Tisul Princess sarcophagus? Did they harness its power, or is the truth still out of reach? We may never know. The story of the Tisul Princess raises so many questions about our past, our origins, and what might be hidden from us. Was she a visitor from another world? A relic of a forgotten civilization? Or something else entirely? The authorities' desperate attempts to silence the discovery only deepen the intrigue. As we ponder the enigma of the Tisul Princess, it's hard not to wonder what other secrets lie buried beneath our feet, waiting to be uncovered. What if there are more sarcophagi, more preserved beings, or even more advanced technologies from a time we can't comprehend? The silence surrounding this discovery suggests that someone, somewhere, might know more than they're letting on. And while the truth remains elusive, the story of the Tisul Princess continues to captivate and haunt us, a reminder that history might hold surprises we're not yet ready to face. What do you think about this incredible tale? Could the Tisul Princess really be evidence of an ancient, advanced civilization, or is there another explanation for her remarkable preservation? I hope you've enjoyed diving into this mystery with me. Stay curious, because there are so many more stories out there waiting to be told. Until next time, keep wondering about the unknown.